Welcome back to Basics in Kerbal Space Program 1.10. We probably need to start understanding communication. We are in orbit. It's a bit of an odd one. I just kept burning. I think we're actually gonna put it into. We're gonna try and put it into something similar to Kerbal stationary. Right. So we've now got an orbital period of about 4 hours. So the next task is we're basically going to unstack these one by one. We have our first craft in the correct location. They can signal each other, they can get all the base stations down on Kerbin. Keep watching ourselves spinning around on the spot. That's better. Cameras are important. We can actually see there, and if we actually look, we got electric charge going into eclipse there. Electric charge dies out really quickly. Relay is not particularly effective at that point. Welcome back to Basics in Kerbal 1.10. So today we're going to be going to the moon, or the Mun, and as such we're going to modify, as you can see on the screen now, the Jeb 1 to go to the moon. We're just changing it around a bit, adding a little bit of extra new science and just really checking what's there and making sure it's okay. So back to past me. Welcome to the launch pad. So we're ready to go. We've got Jeb and Bob in the driving seat, as it were. Well, I hope Bob's not in the driving seat. Jeb is in the driving seat. This is going to be the second flight for the Jeb 1. I'm not sure I like the rocket. It's a bit sluggish to take off. It's not brilliant. Well, I think we're going to have to redesign it for the Jeb 2. We might even get rid of the... Sorry, Jeb, but we might even get rid of the Jeb naming system. We used the Gene 2 for our satellites, and that went really well. It's a much slimmed down rocket. This is a bit sort of trying to be something else, and I don't know if it really works, but we will see. So we're going to launch into a polar orbit, and I will get back to you once we are up there. It's at this point that things start to get a little difficult. You can see that I'm having to go backwards and forwards, wobbling all over the place. We're getting a lot of heating. It isn't until we actually get rid of the boosters, the side boosters, that we settle out a little bit. Up until that point, it's a little hairy going up in this rocket. Right, welcome to orbit. I'm sure past me is probably voice over a bit of what's going on there. I'm just going to speed you up a bit until we get to the sun, because this looks terrible for you on YouTube's compression. That was not an easy launch. We ended up with actually quite a nice launch in many ways, because we didn't have a long sort of second burn. I don't really like doing second burns at all, but we didn't have a long one. I'm just doing some science now. But it was difficult at the start. It was all the things that I've identified before as being problematic with this craft, and yeah, it just continued. It just continued. This thing does not want to stabilize right now. What's going on? What we've got electric. It's just swinging all over the place. I don't really want to send Bill out or Bob out to collect anything science-wise until it's actually stabilized. Come on, stabilize, please. So, what we are going to do now is I'm going to collect a bit of science. Have a look at this. We're going to plot our course for the Mun. I'm going to EVA you. We're going to plot our course for the Mun and see what's happening. Have we actually got any? You know what? Before we do anything, let's actually check. We have got spatters of science that we haven't collected absolutely everywhere. We have got this one, so it doesn't. You know what? Actually, let's get it, because it's a little bit of science and it builds up. So we'll have that, and we'll go out and Bob, EVA please, thank you very much. So this craft is, I think it is not long for the remainder of this world. I think this probably will be its last flight with us. I was hoping to use it for some other things, but its launch profile is not pretty. It's uncomfortable to launch, and for me that's you know, it's not pleasurable. I don't mind fighting with a launch, if if it's something sort of big and chunky and interesting that I'm launching, but this is not. This is just a standard craft launch. So I'm going to set up a maneuver to the moon, probably around about here. We'll get there. I will probably see you once we get into sort of low lunar orbit or in low contact with the moon. So speedy up time and welcome back. So if you caught the end of that, and future me will probably comment on this, I may have overshot my retrograde burn when circularizing to orbit, and we started heading towards the ground. So we now have a really nice low pass over this crater, which would be quite nice. There's also this crater here. I'm just wondering where we want to land there in that big crater. I think that'd be quite nice. Is it in the sun? Where is there's the sun at the moment? Yes, it is. The Apollo crew actually, is it? Oh no, it's not. It's in the shade. It's gonna be dark. The Apollo crew actually, in their missions, they tended to try and land in areas where actually that's not a good place to do. They tended to land in areas where there'd be long shadows, so they could actually tell where the ground was. They could see their own shadow. They could actually judge distance more easily. We're not doing that. We've got a radar altimeter and all these fancy gizmos. Now, coming down from there, that is quite high up. I should probably do another pass and actually circularize properly and not be lazy, because I'm trying to save fuel. Or I could just park there. No, you know what, we're going to do that. Right. So, before we do that though, let's get some science sorted out. On the dark side. So, let's do this quickly in the dark. So we're going to get some mystery goo. Do we need that? No, I don't need that. What about temperature? Do we need temperature? We need this thing, don't we? And we need whatever you are. No. Seismo thingy. No. Pressure. Don't need pressure. Keep the magnetometer retort. So that's the one I want to get, and that one there. So EVA. Give me my data. Download it. Collect it. Restore it. Pop it in the canister. We've got quite a bit of stuff going on in there now. Board the craft. Right, let's accelerate to our landing site. We're going to prepare to do this. We're going to use that transfer stage first of all to start to bring us down. There's not much in it. 24, I could actually just dump it. It's actually annoying that I can't just dump it. This is a little higher than I would have liked. It's a lot higher than I would have liked, in fact. I don't like coming down from this sort of height. It's better to be low. In fact, you know what? We're going to cancel it. Yeah, you see, thinking on my feet. I'm gonna come down here. I don't know what it is, what height I'm at. Starts to be better, doesn't it? How much do I need for this? Okay, we're gonna be 400. Yeah, we got loads of fuel. We can actually burn for days on that. Right, so let's do this. We're coming in. It's annoying that stage is going to be in orbit actually, but we can actually use a little bit of it to help orientate ourselves because it is a gimbling engine. So let's have a look. We're definitely landing. Let us get rid of that stage. Get away from it a little bit. Okay. Right. Let's accelerate to that node because we actually do want to try and land on that crater. I don't know if it's a good idea to land on the edge of a crater like that, but we're going to try it. If we miss, yeah, this could go horribly wrong. So there we go. That's nice. We have a lot of speed now. So let's jump to ground level. And we don't need to kill it instantly, but we want to get some of that horizontal out of the way while we can. This engine is not the best, but it is an upgrade on what we used on Mischievous. On Mischievous, we were using 2 of smaller engines. This is the Poodle engine. It's got a bit more grunt. It's one of the starting engines, or one of the near starting engines. I think we used it for our last moon landing. So you know, maybe the Poodle is the moon engine. Coming down, 14,000. Yeah, we've got the ability to slow down. What I might end up doing is overcooking, is what I normally do in these situations, or I used to. So we are going to come down. You know what, give me a bit more, because I want to actually make sure that we do end up in this crater. We need to come down almost vertical to get there. Are we just going to be, we're just going to miss it, aren't we? Or we're going to be on the rim. I actually want to burn this way a bit. Try and just send us this way. This is a very sort of Scott Manley thing to be doing right now. Just adapting my landings. Right. What I might do is just boost us. Just boost us that away just a little bit towards the center. Like so. What's that done to us? We've got plenty of time. Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? All right. Yeah, it's much better. Right, let's get ourselves back into a retrograde position. So we're definitely coming down in this crater now. There's the wall of it. That's a very nice wall. And now it's just a matter of getting down there. So what I'm going to do is just take this down to about 4, 5. And then we'll just start. We see we're starting to... Oh, that there would be nice. Not there. There. That's good. Good, 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 good. Now we're going to let it drop a little bit. Just let that. Oh god, what a view! What horrible fighting of images there. We've got plenty of fuel, so I could actually just. It's at this point I should probably be landing. However, as you're about to see, even though the landing is perfectly lined up, I mess it up a bit. I start to talk about the fact there's a boulder there. It's not the boulder's fault. I, for some reason, just decided to drift sideways and didn't feel happy about the landing. Which then leads to the next bit where I try and land on a slope and go, no, we got to get out of that. This starts a chain of events where I'm not watching where my fuel is. I'm also not watching what I'm doing. I'm spinning around crazily and not entirely sure what to do. I should have just pulled up into orbit and cancelled the mission, but I was too focused on landing. So I kept going. I reset myself, and fair game. I lined it up. I chose an area that I thought was better. I prepared myself, and well, let's see what happens. I come down. The ground looks a little flatter. It looks better. It looks a lot like the first landing site, doesn't it? Let's get back to me for the landing. No. Well, I guess we have a rescue mission then. It was at this point I should have stopped recording, but I decided to play around, and this is the sort of thing that normally ends up with the craft flying across the floor and exploding into 1,000 pieces. I hit around a load of things. I transmitted some science even though I ran out of electricity, which meant I couldn't do anything else at that point. Started rolling around, and then I hit upon an idea. Can I use something to get up? No, I can't. I can't use my legs. And then I remembered something. Oh yeah, back to me. Oh, well. That was a challenge. If in doubt, use your magneto boom for any of your recording of data needs. All right, Bob, if here, we're not on the best location here. I don't think we're going to be taking a sample. Do we? That's interesting. Why can't we conduct that? Let's have a look. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Keep experiment. Collect data. But one of the things that happened while I was trying to mess around with there was I accidentally hit send data, so I'm not sure what data we actually have anywhere. So we're going to have a look at that. Why is the magneto boom not working? I suppose you can maybe only use it in space. Log seismic data, love that. Alright. Log pressure, good stuff. Log temperature, good stuff. Alright. So we now have a challenge. We've got to get back, and we've only got 800 of this Delta V stuff left. Right. Bob, I'd love you to take a soil sample, but I'm too concerned about you knocking the ship over when you do it. So I'm not going to let you do it today. Collect that. Restore. Collect that. Restore. We've done that. We can take data from that. We can take data from that. Take data from that. And we can deposit it all here. If we go up a bit, store that. And then we could store them. And then we could board. Right, do we need to take a crew report? Oh yes, wonderful. Where are we? Northwest craters. Right. The problem we have here is actually taking off. I wish I could discard some of our craft, but we can't do that. Right, we want to go... I want to go this way, actually. Probably the wrong way, but let's do it. Right, we've got an orbit of some sort. Oh, we haven't got an orbit of some sort. We've got a height of some sort. Right, get to there. I need to get this sorted. Okay. We're going to be there in a minute and a bit. So I think we start to burn. I'm going to try and bring it down a bit. About there. Yeah, we're just going to try and flatten it out a bit. Oh, this is tense. Will we have enough fuel? 500. I don't think we will. We're going to end up in Kerbin's orbit or the lunar orbit. Which one is the better to be rescued from? That's a good question. Alright. Alright, how cheap an orbit can I get is the question. If I can just get this right next to the surface. Yeah. Come on, give me an orbit. Give me an orbit. Give me an orbit. Give me an orbit. It's going to take most of our fuel just to get into orbit of the moon, isn't it? And that's going to be a tight orbit, if that. Right. Something's coming round. It's coming round. And... okay, we have an apoapse of... you know what, let's go a bit higher. That's okay, right. Are we actually going to hit the ground? No, we're not. I think we're going to be close, but we're not going to hit it. Right. Now, I say we go to here, and we circularize at that point. And then we look at using any other fuel to plane change to a flat plane. And that's what we're going to have to do. And we're going to have to prepare to rescue ourselves on that bombshell. So much beautiful science there. So I guess that's going to be our next mission. Or is it? I would like to, if we had the grapplers, that would be really good fun. We could bring the craft back to sort of Kerbin. It would be hilarious. And let it do its own re-entry. So let's have a look. Oh, we're on the dark side. See, the thing is, no docking port, is there? So we'd have to fly him over. I think we don't risk that. I think we require... I think we require that our craft has a grappling hook to get it. I think that's a nice little mission to give ourselves. This is going to be okay. Okay, all right. So next step, can we How much fuel have we got? 65. Oof. That's not good, is it? Right. I would like to... Have I actually got it? Yeah, I'm on there. No, I want to put a maneuver node on. Let me put a maneuver node on. Alright. So my inclination currently is... Doesn't tell me. Current orbital stuff, inclination. Oh no, I'm going backwards. Ah. Alright, okay. You know what, let's save the fuel. Save the fuel. We'll bring a craft out to do this. We might even do some fuel transfer. That would actually be the easiest way to do it. Bring out a fuel transfer craft and then bring the boys home. So, Jeb, Bob, just like now, God, you are going to be staying here for a while. We're going to put you in normal, because that's what we do. Even though you've not got a docking port, wish I put a docking port on you now. We're going to extend your antenna again. And, well, lads, I hope you enjoy it. And everybody else, until next time, have a good one.